Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
YouTube Capital G here. So I'm asking a question in this video: did my beloved Shaddolls just get power creeped? And I honestly think that the answer is significantly for the time being. Power creep is a crazy thing because of how fast the game is now. It seems to happen from set to set. But I'm not talking about power creep in the sense that the deck can't compete. I'm just talking in the sense that, to me, it feels like Shaddolls just kind of dropped a tier, or at least half a tier, because of the set Secrets of Eternity. If you look at that set, and you look at all the major players from last format, obviously the big three, Shaddolls, Cleese, Burning Abyss, and then S-Knights, because they were always very relevant. You know, they usually had about 1 or 2 spots in every major tournament. You look at the support that each deck got, and the Shadow support just doesn't stack up. And we already knew this going in. Initially, I didn't really think that it would be that big of a deal. I was like, oh, okay, there's really only one Shadow support card, and the deck will be fine. But if you look at the gap last format, you know, between Shaddolls and all the other decks, I mean, it was so minuscule, and it seems like the gap has significantly widened because Shaddolls don't have anything to add to their arsenal. All the plays that we were doing, you know, last week and for the most part, you know, the later extent of last format, we're doing the same plays where Burning Abyss and Cleese and Sertella Knights all have new plays. They all have new ways of attacking Shaddolls, but Shaddolls haven't gained anything. And I've played all 3 decks, and my victories, I mean, it is a serious struggle. And I'm like, holy shit, it was not that hard to beat X deck, you know, last week. I'll give you an example. Sertella Knights. This is a deck where, for the most part, you know, it's a pretty good matchup, but now Sertella Knights can basically do to Shaddolls what Shaddolls had been notoriously known for doing to them. They can put their foot on your throat. I mean, when you do a play where you Trevor somebody, again, it's already been established, I think Trevor is the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, it's a good play. You know, you bounce potential like constructs and stuff like that. Maybe one that's kind of hard if your opponent has WINDA on board. But the point is, you get rid of the Shaddolls fusion. Hopefully you hit a card in their hand that, you know, wasn't a Shaddolls monster because they'll trigger. But for the most part, that's all you really could do. The Shaddolls player could easily answer with, you know, a fusion or something like that. But now with them having Diamond, it's ridiculous. Because not only do they get the Trevor, but then with Diamond, you can't answer with the Shaddolls fusion. I mean, you can, but you have to use real resources from your hand. And even if you do have the resources to actually use the fusion after getting hit with Trevor, the dude has a built-in Shadow Imprisoning Mirror that he can use like 3 times. And to make it even more insane, and I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure that I'm not, if you detach Trevor, he'll trigger as well. So it's like, it's even nuts. I mean, it's crazy. You know, so Teller's basically, I kind of feel like they've pulled ahead in the matchup. Like, even if you thought it was 60-40 or 50-50 at worst, I feel like Sertella Knights definitively have the advantage. You can look at the Burning Abyss matchup. This was a matchup where Shaddolls were known to just destroy Burning Abyss because, you know, going second, free fusions make life happy. But now it seems really difficult because not only has Burning Abyss got infinitely faster with the good and evil in Burning Abyss, everybody out there who thought that card wouldn't be splashed in the deck, you were sadly mistaken. Having a free Rhoda is just insane. You know what I mean? Or excuse me, having a way to basically just tutor your Burning Abyss, search Fire Lake, it's incredible. But more importantly, you have a way of getting those cards out of your hand, just instantly triggering them. And with a card like Farfar has made the matchup so much easier for Burning Abyss. It used to be when you were playing against BAs, you just make WINDA, and if they didn't have like Karma Cut or Phoenix with Wind Blast, you just destroyed them. But now it's like they'll just have, you know, good and evil, and they'll just discard Farfa, and they'll banish your WINDA, and it's like, okay, they can just go nuts and drop kick your chest in. So, you know, that's another deck where these matchups, and they were razor thin before, and now it seems like every deck got more ways to basically attack Shaddolls. And I mean, I don't even feel like I need to really go into the Clee matchup because it was already bad as it is. But now Clees have Monolith. They have a second way to actually use Summoner's Art. I thought the first time that the card was played, it was a pendulum scale of 9. Thus, they couldn't pendulum when they had Scout, but I found that was definitely not the case. And with Stealth, you know, Shaddolls were already highly susceptible to the whole, like, if you had Carrier with a sacrifice, your opponent tributes and they can bounce your fusions. But now, if you do that play and you tribute for Stealth, I mean, you basically could get your entire field spun and get OTK'd. So, I mean, your Klee matchup just got significantly worse. And, you know, I'm really hoping that in Turnover Souls, or wait, no, Crossover Souls, that the Water Fusion will be insanely broken, because at this point, I kind of think that Shaddolls need it in this current format. I mean, maybe this is just overreaction, but I feel like Shaddolls are kind of the 4th best deck right now, without including the Cloths or anything. Let me know what you guys think. Do you feel that Shaddolls got power creep? Because as a Shadow player myself, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you guys. I've been playing and I've been struggling against all the decks, and every deck got a lot better except ours. Thank you guys for watching, as always.
Subscribing makes life happy.